So basically, I've come to realize that the secret forces that rule the world are at war with Mother Earth, and they care little for the masses of humans and animals and plant life, viewing all this life as simply an expendable resource for their top 5% to use. They outlaw her gifts that cure cancer and depression, and they scam people into programs that supposedly help Mother Earth but actually do more harm. They poison her with radiation of all sorts, and they scam people into buying her blood to fuel vehicular transportation, so it places blame on all of us for hurting her lungs. They laugh at the notion of her sentient life force, and they rape and plunder all her worth. The Illuminati has made war on the divine feminine for over 2,000 years. They use the pure, honest teachings of Jesus Christ to make themselves feel better and to justify their subjugation of women. And they have made women objects of sexual lust so as to try to make women feel disenfranchised. But just as history has always shown, the more they tighten their grip, the more people, men and women, will slip through their fingers and learn the lies in their evil ways. So it's appropriate now that 2,000 years later, the religion of the goddess has reemerged to accompany a New Age movement of peace and ascension to usher in our new era of living in a higher vibration. So we know that they don't care for Mother Earth, but that doesn't mean that we can't care. So what can we do for Gaia? Our voices are too small. Why does it matter? Well, to me it matters because this is right versus what is wrongfully being played out. This is my spiritual practice, living for Gaia and her protection. And it can be anyone's in all reality. A Christian, Jew, or Arab can see the earth as a precious gift, not to be squandered. A Buddhist can see it as peace, a pagan can see it as respect, and an atheist can see it as conservation for future generations. This thought process is important because we need to let the world know that this is how we should live rather than greedily hoarding the earth as a resource to be depleted. Then once we change the minds of the masses, we can affect political change through the government using legal channels. One of those examples of those legal channels is the Universal Declaration for the Rights of Mother Earth, which was adopted by many different groups, but not limited to the World People's Conference on Climate Change and the Rights of Mother Earth in Bolivia on February 10th of 2010. It was drafted by President Evo Morales of Bolivia after the 2009 UN Copenhagen climate talks, in which the Illuminati puppets decided to start trading carbon credits. This was the Illuminati's way of establishing environmentalism, but many, including President Morales, saw this as a travesty. So he organized the World People's Conference on Climate Change and the Rights of Mother Earth later that year, in which the Universal Declaration of the Rights of Mother Earth was adopted. The Bolivian government then submitted the declaration to the United Nations for consideration. Now, the significant parts of the body of that Declaration of Rights are as follows. Article 1, Fundamental Rights, Freedoms, and Duties. Article 2, Fundamental Rights of Mother Earth. Mother Earth has the right to exist, to persist, and to continue the vital cycles, structures, functions, and processes that sustain all beings. Article 3, Fundamental Rights, Freedoms of all beings. Every being has the right to exist, to a habitat or place to be, to participate in the ever-renewing processes of Mother Earth, to maintain identity and integrity in a distinct self-regulating being, to be free from pollution and genetic contamination, and the freedom to relate to other beings and to participate in communities of beings in accordance with its nature. Article 4, Freedom of animals from torture and cruelty. Article 5, Freedom of animals from confinement and removal from habitat. Article 6, Fundamental duties of human beings. Article 7, Protection of the law. And Article 8, Human education. So the UN diplomats spent an entire day talking about the rights of Mother Earth with Bolivian representatives, and the outcome was that on the 20th of December, 2010, the UN General Assembly, under Item 20, Subsection 1, Sustainable Development, of the agenda of its 65th session adopted Resolution 65/164 on Harmony with Nature, requesting an interactive dialogue focused on ways to promote a holistic approach to sustainable development in harmony with nature, and B, sharing national experiences on criteria and indicators to measure sustainable development in harmony with nature. The interactive dialogue was intended to inform the ongoing preparations for the UN Conference on Sustainable Development to be held in Rio de Janeiro in June of 2012. That conference was known as Rio Plus 20. So they resolved to talk about it, and because Rio Plus 20 was already planned, they basically passed the buck to that summit. Okay, so how did that go? Well, a quote from globalexchange.org says, "Representatives from more than 110 countries around the world have voiced their support of rights for nature by signing the Universal Declaration of Rights of Mother Earth. And yet, the agenda of the Rio Plus 20 in June of 2012 drove nature further into the global marketplace by defining, in economic terms, what the Earth does for humans, called ecosystem services. Proponents of this scheme plan to put a price on soil, forests, and fresh water, believing that putting a price on the natural world can save it or use it at a slower rate." And another blog on that site commented, "The reckless drive for unlimited growth on a finite planet is itself a legalized Ponzi scheme perpetuated on communities around the globe." So in a nutshell, 2012 is just another year for Uncle Sam in which he and his Illuminati brethren will continue to piss on Gaia and dishonor her gift of life by trying ever harder to harness that gift of life for themselves so that they can ration it out to us at a price. They have shown their disregard for care of the species of Earth and their intent to use up the Earth's resources as they see fit. So it is up to the light workers, indigo children, star seeds, and this entire planet's population of loving and caring children to come together and bring about peace for her sake of our own spirit, for the sake of our global and universal spirit. And this can really only be achieved through love. And so I'd like to take a minute to lead everyone on a short meditation for Gaia, something to send her our love, something to show her how much we care.